Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Skip, aka Skip and Tosh here of the Video Game Bang. Here to do some comic book reviews. This is the Krakoacast, again, an abbreviated version of the Krakoacast. And Krakoacast is obviously sponsored, let's see if I can get it right, by this little orb right here in my hands. So big thanks to Oblivion Comics and Coffee for providing us with these awesome books that we're going to review for y'all. Today, we are going to be reviewing two books. We got Excalibur, bam, there you go, for your eye holes there. And we will be reviewing them in order. So first we have that, and then next, I believe this is a crowd favorite, or at least a favorite of my buddy Corey, aka What's Up Pizzas. Mr. What's Up Pizzas is the head honcho of Video Game Bang and my co-host of the Krakoacast. He is not able to be with us today. Again, keep him in your thoughts and prayers. He is doing a lot better, and he will continue to get better because he's a strong and courageous guy. I love him dearly. So he will be just fine. I do not doubt that at all. But again, big shout out to Oblivion Comics and Coffee, downtown Sacramento. Make sure you go in there. Put these books on your pull list so that way they have them ready for you when you go in. And then also order our new drink. Again, I forget the name of it. I forgot to look. But it is a winter drink. It's a hot drink. It's very, very tasty. And I say that as someone who does not drink coffee drinks. So check that out. And if you mention Video Game Bang, you will get yourself 10% off of your purchase and a very nice Video Game Bang sticker that I can illustrate for you. Check it out. Bam! Banging! And shout out to Tabu Ohana as well. That's my gaming chair sponsor. Just saying. Anywho, like I said, we're gonna keep this short. Won't belabor the points too long. But this book is two of these books. One is kind of not in my wheelhouse. The other, actually, both of them aren't really in my wheelhouse. But I do know who they are for, and we will talk about who they are for and who should be interested in these books. And if you're just curious, maybe you should check them out. Or if you're one of those people collecting all of the X books, obviously, like I said, put them on the pull list at Oblivion Comics and Coffee so they can grab them for you. Without further delay, here we go. And that didn't work. I wonder what happened. A little malfunction, performance issues, as Tony Stark would say in the MCU. Bam, no performance issues there. Transition for those people who watch and listen to my good friend Anthony Fantano. Excalibur, as you see up there. Art done by Marcus Toe and Arsene Niega. Whew, I didn't want to butcher that one. But let's get the full name because, again, all respect and praise is due for these people creating this very, very fine art. And it is Eric Arciniega. Thank you, Eric Arciniega. This book picks up from where the last one left off, of course, and I won't be giving away the whole plot synopsis and all that. That's exactly why you should be getting these books and reading them yourself. But it's definitely a book full of adventure. Excalibur, again, deals with the majestic side, the magical side. I said majestic. I mean magical. The magic side of really our realm and the other world. Of course, now Betsy Braddock is Captain Britain, and she is leading the team of Rogue, which it's very funny that they show Rogue up and fighting. And I'll tell you why. Actually, I won't tell you why. I won't give away that spoiler. But we got Rogue, we got Jubilee, we got Gambit, and Apocalypse plays a role in this as well. Apocalypse's role is classic Apocalypse, I will say that. Well, classic Apocalypse with a little bit of a twist. Say what's up to T'Challa for me, Black Panther. And just full of fun. We got everything from druids to spells being cast. It's really cool also to see mutants be interested and involved with magic and how they get into it. Definitely for anybody that is, very much interested in all of that realm, basically fantasy. It's very much alive here. We've got themes of pagans and paganism, so a lot of foresty trees, different things like that. What I will give Teenie Howard for, because again, this book is not quite in my wheelhouse, only because I'm more of a more of like a cyberpunk, sci-fi noir, or like action-packed mystery type dude. And there is action in this, don't get me wrong, and there's some good fights and whatnot too. But it does lean more into the lore side, the fantasy side. So for those of you who are Harry Potter fans, who are Lord of the Rings fans, this is your type of book. Teeny Howard, I'll be honest, there were some parts that did seem like they kind of jumped around a little bit for me, or some things kind of missed the mark as far as pacing is concerned. I do see where she was going with concepts, and I do think for the people that are interested in concepts within fantasy are going to be very satisfied with it. My buddy Smirking Gun Reviews, he was a big fan of this book. He really enjoyed it. Check him out if you're looking to go deeper into comics. He does go a little bit more through this book. So after you've read it, and if you want to have a deeper conversation, I would say Smirking Gun Reviews is definitely a channel on YouTube to go check out. But everything that they did regarding like the relationships between the people, I do feel like that was taken care of fairly well. And but overall, just like I said, not quite a book that's my speed, but I actually, this issue, and I felt like this issue was better than the first one. So I am really going to give a big recommendation for people who are into fantasy. If I had a big gripe about this book at all, it's a very personal one. It's just Gambit is my favorite mutant, and I just wish that he had a little more to do in this. But I guess that's what like a solo Gambit book is for, because this obviously isn't about him. He's not even the leader of the team. But his characterization within here, I will say, wasn't bad. He very much is all about his rogue and his bow staff with the bow staff, and as a shout out to my man Steve's from the Capeless Crusaders. He definitely, and maybe he could have been a little more southern in here. I could have gotten a little more of that southern drawl and hey, Cher, mon ami, and all that stuff that he says. But the highlight of this book, my favorite part of this book, is easily the art, and I will come back up to give y'all a little glimpse of that. Let's see if I can go to a great page that won't give too much away at all, while still showing it off fairly well. Where be you? No, that's that one definitely gives some stuff away. Okay. Oh, here we go. Actually, one of the very first pages. This art is really good, from the coloring to the lines and the pencils, and I think that is probably the most consistent thing across all of the Dawn of X books. Pause that if you need to. If you need to go back and pause it so you can see a little bit more, feel free to. But that is the main thing across all of the Dawn of X books. I haven't seen, if my least favorite art is the art on the mainline X-Men book. That's my least favorite. Excuse me, go figure. Just because it's a little more static, where I like, more action and more emotion within my comics. So, but yeah, gorgeous art. Big shout out to Marcus Toe and Eric Arciniega for holding it down. And now we'll move on to the next book. So these books do happen sequentially, and I guess I can show one other thing here. It is really cool that they are, doing their best with continuity. And right out the gate, this is only the second page, so again, not giving very much away, but you can see that they are on a ship with the Marauders. There goes Kitty Pryde, aka Kate Pryde, because I guess they want to change her name to Kate now. It's so funny to me that in the X-Force book, Benjamin Percy, who's the writer, was like, "No, we're still calling her Kitty. We're not going with no Kate Pryde." But yeah, it was really good. Now, let's move on to, if I had to pick one that was a little bit more my favorite of these books, it was definitely Marauders. And it's funny because you notice that I said in the beginning that neither of these books are really in my wheelhouse. One is more of a fantasy, and I'm not a big fantasy person. I like some of it. Shout out to Willow from when I was like 3. Shout out to Val Kilmer in that movie, by the way, as well. And I think the dude that played Willow in that movie, I think he's R2-D2 in the Star Wars movies. That's cool. But this book, my goodness, Jerry Duggan is the writer, Matteo Lolli on the pencils, and Federico Blee on the color. This art is fantastic. I really, really, really like this art. The humor is not my type of humor. That's the biggest thing. I'm not a big comedy person, as wacky and goofy and funny as I am. I'm not a big comedy person. I don't spend a lot of my time with the content that I consume, it being comedy. I am into humor. I'm a humorous person, obviously. I'm funny, but I'm not very much into comedy, and sometimes it can feel a little forced to me. But I'll tell you what. A combination of the art in this book, and especially the overarching storyline, and the very strong characterization of Emma Frost in here, and even of Sebastian Shaw. Fantastic. So this is my higher recommendation. I believe this will kind of go across the whole of all of us interested in the X-Men line. And here we have Emma Frost, Sebastian Shaw, again, Kate Pride, Kitty Pride, Kate Pride. Lockheed, Pyro, Iceman, and Storm. It's funny that they didn't put Bishop in there, because Bishop is a part of it as well. Anywho, they're continuing on from the previous theme of, the Marauders are responsible for going into countries that didn't want to comply. I mean, it wasn't a command, but didn't want to recognize Krakoa as a sovereign nation, and therefore cut themselves off to accessing the Krakoan drugs, the one that extends your life for 5 years, the one that's a super antibiotic, and the other one that cures all mental illnesses. All those countries that didn't want to recognize Krakoa shut themselves off for that, and the Marauders are tasked with doing black market deals, so going in, negotiating on the low, as they say, low key, lightweight, more low key, but negotiating on a non I lack the words, without alerting the media, without alerting the nations, without more covert, and I would I was very interested in that. And then they also bring the mutants out. They go in and they bring mutants out of places where those countries aren't allowing them to. Emma Frost very much playing the role of the big boss lady. She's just really going hard in the paint, if you will, if you're into basketball, Sacramento Kings, NBA. This art, though, for real, like, fam, look at this. Look at this art. I'm like Sebastian Shaw. Like, look at all that. There he is. Other finger. I just love the facial expressions. I love the textures and the depth of the coloring and the lighting and the different things that they use. I was honestly over the moon about the art. I'm probably going to show you another another page, and again, one that won't give too much away. But actually, I'm going to show you one from a similar scene in here. That one looks pretty similar to the rest of them. Yeah, I guess I can show you these ones too. Primarily going to show you this one. We're going to fold it back a little bit. But just like from Emma Frost's feathers and her physique to Sebastian Shaw's face and facial expressions, like even like the yelling and where they chose to place the camera, like all of that stuff is just fantastic. That's high level art. And coloring. It's just really, really good. The Marauders, the mission that they get sent on and what they're required to do from Emma is really, really awesome. Where they end up and some of the things that they experience is very much going to resonate with people around my age or younger, that's for sure. I'm 33, so people who are my age and younger and like to go out and enjoy themselves, there are two scenes for you. Now, there is one scene, and I'm not going to mention it here in this review. Oh my gosh, by the way, look at Bishop. Like, just like, look. My bad. Like, I love how, like, the especially the beards and all that stuff, drawn so well. The braids, the hair, gosh, so good. And even Storm looks better in this than she does in the rest of the books. But someone gets a tattoo, and you might want to get the book just for this, because it may be a little controversial. So get this book before it gets recalled. But someone gets a tattoo on one of the most apparent places on your body. It's not a private place on your body. It's a very public place on your body. And I'm surprised editorial let that through. Wow. Even for an adult book, which is definitely not a book for kids, but even for an adult book, I was like, especially for an adult book, I was like, wow. But anyway, all the characterizations are interesting. And then the reveal at the very, very end is one that I'm sure everybody will be... I don't want to say it's going to... I mean, it might be a surprise to most. It wasn't a huge surprise to me, only because Marvel kind of spoiled it with some of their solicits and solicitations. But it is proper. It does make sense. A lot of people had guessed it if you were following along with House of X and Powers of 10. So it was proper. But again, Jerry Duggan, the writer, not my kind of writing, not my kind of art. But the story art, the overall starts quality. Some of the people that show up, I was surprised. Some of my favorite villains, one of my favorite villains, showed up. And it was really, really cool. I mean, yeah, I really think that people are going to be quite interested, in the Marauders book. So one more time, Marauders, make sure you guys go grab it. Hit up Oblivion Comics and Coffee. Make sure you pull it on your pull list. I don't believe that we're going to have very many more events going on at Oblivion for the rest of the year because things are winding down and we're in the holiday season. But as the new year rolls around, keep an eye out on their Facebook page for all of the events. You may see more Videogame Bang events on there. We are seeing how much of our resources we can pull together to do more events. But the Marauders, I think this is going to be one of the higher sellers from the second, because we did all of the number ones for all of the X books. All the Dawn of X books came out. We're on to the issue 2s now. I think this is going to be one of the higher sellers out of all of them. I think this might sell even more than X-Force. And X-Force had a very, very serious thing that happened, which was a very, very big deal. And it happened right out the gate. But I think this might do a little bit better. And I think this is going to be universally liked, even though I won't be one of those people in that group. Anyhow, again, thanks everybody for stopping by. Thank you for enjoying the Krakoacast. Keep tuning in. We will try to continue to deploy the books. The shows, most of them are going to be on our Twitch channel, Videogame_Bang on Twitch. We were putting them over on our YouTube channel, but there's, YouTube, if you're a content creator, YouTube is special and they do things to let you know that they're thinking about you and care. So as of right now, we don't have access to upload the shows right now. We're trying to regain that, and it shouldn't be too long, but just go to our Twitch channel to check them out. Visit Oblivion Comics and Coffee. Put these on your pull list. I know I said it like 17 times, but I'm going to say it 18 times. Put it on your pull list. Laura and Howie and Ryan and everybody in there, Neil, they'll all be happy to serve you when you go in. Check out the Videogame Bang drink when you go in there if you're looking for a warm drink that can kind of give you a little extra boost. It's very tasty. And if you mention Videogame Bang or VGB, you will get one of those stickers like I showed before. And you will get 10% off of your purchase. And during this holiday season, when we're all trying to buy presents and gifts and all that, why not save a little bit of money, even if it is 10%? Save some tax and some. Continue to join in Videogame Bang. We are doing Wednesday shows right now as it's the holiday season. And, we're just trying to get through it. So Saturday shows are on hold for right now. If we do a Saturday show, it'll be a surprise one. So if you follow us on Twitch, make sure you hit the notification button so you know when we go live, and tune in if you can. Other than that, keep tuning in. I'm going to keep reviewing these books for y'all. Appreciate you very much. Thank you to Oblivion Comics and Coffee for making this all possible. And we will see y'all next time in Sacramento. Sacramento. Let me put on my Sacramento Kings glasses before I get out of here. Oof.